Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday the 29th of January, which means it is my weigh-in day. So I'll start off as always by explaining a little bit about how I've got on this week in terms of calories and if I've had any sort of like blips or whatnot. So as you're probably aware from my last video, it was my birthday last Thursday, and I had like a little bit of things like cake and stuff over the weekend. So some extra sort of like calories and things like that I wouldn't necessarily eat on a regular week. But it was my birthday, and who doesn't want cake on their birthday? So I'm just gonna grab up my sort of like weekly stats in terms of calories, just so we can see how I've got on. So yeah, as you can see, on Saturday I did go quite significantly above my calorie intake on that day. I went up to 1,829, and the week prior I obviously had a couple of days which were significantly over 2. But in terms of sort of like Monday to today, I feel like I've been really good. I've weighed everything out, I've tracked everything that I've eaten. Still no exercise, which is something that I really want to work on. There's no excuses for it, I've just been really lazy. But as well as sort of like accelerating my weight loss and making me stronger and fitter, the exercise part of this journey is not necessarily to aid my weight loss, it's to help me with my sort of like how I feel. Every time I do a workout I feel so like energized and really good afterwards, so it's more to sort of like aid how I'm feeling, and obviously it's gonna sort of help with the weight loss, so it's a double win. But I'm not gonna go into that too much. I'm gonna make a video about my sort of like goals for the coming month of February and what I want to work on then. So yeah, I've not found it difficult this week. I'm finding as the weeks go by, I've got more like fire in my belly to do the best I can do, which is, it's amazing, because usually like over the last couple of years when I've sort of embarked on a weight loss journey or gone, I'm sick of this, I need to lose weight, I'll sort of give up. I'll have like a good week and then that would be it. So I think, what is this now? Is this my 7th weigh-in or 6th? This will be my weigh-in 7. So I've been doing this 7 weeks, and it's really good that I'm finding as the weeks go on, I'm just getting more and more enthusiasm for it, rather than it sort of like decreasing, it's going up. So that's a trick. I mean, that's been wonderful to discover that I'm just getting more enthusiasm to do well. So yeah, so this week hasn't been too difficult in terms of like wanting to binge or anything like that. Like I say, I've had my fair share of birthday cake, let's just put it that way. But I haven't been like wanting to sort of like eat over my calorie goal and that kind of thing. So this week I weighed in at 15 stone exactly. So last week I think it was 15 stone 0.8. No, 15 stone 0.8. So it was like 0.8% of a pound. So I've lost that like 0.8. I'm gonna class it as a maintain, just because it's like point something of a pound. you know, it's still a loss. As very minuscule as it is still a loss, but I'm just gonna class this week as a maintain. Now, before I do like my overall, what I've lost overall, blah 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 blah, obviously I was sort of monitoring it from the 14th of December, and on the 14th of December I was just under 16 stone. I can't remember exactly, but I did actually start this journey the week prior to that, the week prior to my first YouTube weigh-in. And on that day, sorry, I was 16 stone 0.8. So what I've done is I've gone into my sort of like weight app, and I've changed the sort of like contrast in day. So it was obviously doing my weight loss from the 14th, but I've now gone in and done it from the week prior. So my stats this week are: total overall loss is 1 stone 1 pound, and I'm 4.2% down on my body fat, and I've knocked 2.9 off my BMI. So really super happy with that. So an overall loss of 1 stone 1 pound, which that feels great. You know, I've hit that stone mark. I did kind of like, the little part of me was hoping that I'd get into the 14 stone bracket by this point. But do you know what? Like I've said before, slow and steady really does win the race. If I continue on this journey as I'm doing, and you know, I think losing 1 stone sort of mid-December till now, I'm happy with that. If I carry on doing that throughout the whole of this year, I will definitely reach my goal. And I'm also trying to keep in mind my off-scale victories. As much as it feels great stepping on the scale and seeing sort of all your effort from that week put into sort of like the number on the scale, I know in myself that I've done really well this week. I know that, you know, it was my birthday. On previous birthdays, I'd have probably gained 5 pounds with the amount that I drank, the amount that I ate. You know, it would have all been an excuse to just eat as terribly as possible as I possibly could. And you know, this year for my birthday, I had my boyfriend made me this really lovely sort of lettuce, salmon, smoked salmon-y kind of thing, which was incredibly healthy. And then on the Friday evening, I had sort of like a Turkish meal, which had a lot of like meats and salads and that kind of thing. It wasn't, you know, burger and chips, pizza. So there's been huge off-scale victories, and I'm just trying to keep them in mind. And although I've not technically had a loss this week, well, a very, very, very small loss, I think that is something to be proud of myself for, is considering, you know, the change in my attitude, the change in my approach to eating. All these things matter so much. And as much as it's important that I'm at a healthy weight, and it's important that I'm fit and strong, and all the sort of superficial reasons that I want to lose weight are very important to me, the most important thing here is that I'm changing my mindset, and I'm changing it for good. So I feel like although it's just like I'm getting such small losses, and I don't know how sort of encouraging or entertaining or whatever this is to watch, for me, I feel like that's a huge lesson in itself. It's learning to regardless of sort of like the scale and what the scale says, is learning to just go with my intuition, learning to eat better, have a completely different mindset towards food in general. So I feel like this is learning. I don't know if I'd say I'd rather have this process than be having sort of like 2 pound losses, 5 pound losses every week, because it's really helping me change that inner dialogue that says, you know, previously if over the last 2 years, when I've been on a sort of like got fed up with myself and wanted to lose weight, I'll have tried semi like hard throughout the week, stepped on the scale, and let's say for instance I would have had a similar result to what I've had today. I would have just thrown in the towel and said, no, it's pointless, it's not working. I might as well have the pizza tonight, I might as well get drunk this weekend, what's the point, you know? But I'm sat here today with more or less a maintaining weight, although I've been incredibly good throughout this week, and I'm saying it's okay, you've still done well, look at all these other things that you've achieved, it's gonna work. And I think that's the difference this time. So yes, so now I'm at 15 stone, and we will see what February has to offer. Like I say, I'm really excited to embark on an exercise regime, make that part of my sort of like everyday life too. I think I've needed this time just to sort of like readjust, getting to the flow of eating less, eating better, and blah blah blah. Another thing I want to sort of look at in February is breaking down my nutrition, looking at my macros, looking at how much protein I eat, looking at the carbohydrates, looking at, you know, the saturated fat and all these kind of things. I want to really tailor them. I do think that will also accelerate my weight loss, just because I'll be focusing more on my nutrition and not just like eating whatever I want and seeing sort of food as like a number at the end of the day. And also, if I start working out, I think it's important to look at things like my protein. And, you know, I have the world's worst metabolism, I really, really do. So increasing my muscle will really, really help me. Obviously having more muscle means that you have like a faster metabolism. It helps you burn more fat throughout the day. So yes, so I'm really excited for February. I'm really happy with my maintain this week. It's not a reflection of my effort, because I think genuinely that I would have had a bigger loss. I just don't think it's showing on the scale, and for whatever reason that is, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I know in my heart that I tried my best this week, and that is all that matters. So thank you so much for watching my weigh-in video. You'll see me early next week for a February goals, but I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Stay happy, healthy and well, and don't let the little things like maintain, or if you've had a small gain, knock you off your journey. Stay on it, you will get there, and we can do this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.